How did those August study goals go? I'm only asking because I care. If month after month you find yourself making study goals that you never quite seem to reach, this video is for you. Hello everyone, I'm Minnie, a multi-passionate traveler and creative, here to share with you another video on my passion of language learning. Today I'm gonna walk you through the 4 steps I use to create my monthly goals. Stick around to the end for tips to optimize your success and keep you motivated. If you're studying any language by yourself at home, one of the most powerful things you can do is learn to assess your monthly goals. For Thai, my goals for the month of August were to translate 2 songs, meet with my study buddy once a week, watch 3 episodes, no subtitles, and read a children's story. For Korean, I wanted to write at least 10 days out of the month, continue reading Harry Potter, and shadow for 1 hour a week. For Spanish, I wanted to do lesson 2 of the book Madrigals, Magic Key to Spanish, continue with the language transfer app, and find fun YouTube channels. Looking at this list, I did fairly well, to be honest, even though I did not complete all of my goals. I want to first start off thinking about what went well and why I think it went well. It is no surprise to me that I reach most of my goals in Thai because that is my current focus. Whenever I had time, I always start with Thai, but also these were all very fun for me to complete. It didn't feel like a hassle or a chore. I genuinely wanted to do these things. I just started learning Spanish, so I'm keeping all of my curiosity and excitement alive by not really measuring how well I do. I actually found this app last year and I like to listen and participate while I'm on my walks. And so that was really easy to fold into my already very busy schedule. I completed everything I wanted to do with Thai and a little extra that I hadn't put into my schedule. Adding that extra challenge for the month did take away from the other 2 languages, especially Korean. I thought, oh, I have plenty of time, my Korean is fine, and so when it came time to study, Korean was always last on the list. And lastly, I did not meet with my study buddy every week. We missed 1 week. And here is where I tell you that it is not my fault. No, but seriously, my study buddy had to cancel, and that's totally normal and totally okay. The problem is the way I phrase this goal. When you are thinking about your goals, especially if your goal includes somebody else, you have to take into account that other person can also affect your goal. So maybe instead of meet with study buddy once a week, I should have said do speaking practice once a week. That way, it doesn't matter if I speak by myself, I hop online and talk to a stranger, I'm getting that practice in. Now that you've listed off all your goals and what worked well and what didn't, now we're going to further identify those weak spots. My reading of that children's story, you know what? Roll the clip.
ใช่แล้วนี่นอนี่นอนทีเล็ดอ่าแน่นอนทีเล็ดทีลุ
Yeah. As you can see, reading out loud is very difficult. Reading a story and reading a song are very different in the sense that I don't know what it's supposed to sound like. When I am translating a song, I've already listened to the song probably 100 times. I listen to it while I translate, and so it's actually very easy to pinpoint the words. When I'm reading a new children's book for the first time, I'm unsure if my pronunciation is correct. And so I think that is something I have to keep in mind for making the month of September goals. My weak spot with Korean really is will. Because my will right now isn't all that high, I need to reduce my expectations. We are going to keep our goals realistic and measurable. Can you get all these goals done on top of everything you're doing outside of studying? If it is your focus language, then have something you can count. If it's a language that's kind of back burner, have something that you know is easy to complete. So now I'm going to go in and think about what I want to continue with for next month. Next month, I actually start a new job, meaning I won't have as much time to study as I did this month. Starting with my focus language, since most of my learning to read comes from translating songs, I'm going to translate 1 song. I don't have a schedule yet, so I don't even know if I will be able to meet with my study buddy. So I'm actually not going to include that in my goal. And I am going to keep read a children's story. With Korean, I very much lacked consistency. And so what that tells me is that I need to reduce the amount of effort I would need to study Korean. And so I'm going to say continue reading. Actually, a better way is read one chapter. I'm still convinced I can get myself to write. And my thing is, I need to attach it to the one thing I know I will do, which is read one chapter. So what I'm going to do is write a synopsis of the chapter. And honestly, guys, I do need to shadow, but I'm going to say shadow 1 hour out of the month. No, I don't like the way that sounds. Like, even saying that out loud, it didn't really work for me. So I'm going to say shadow 10 minutes a week. I'm going to put in parentheses, look up new YouTubers. Maybe if I find something else to shadow, I'll be more excited about it. So for Spanish, I'm going to keep it very simple. I'm going to do lesson 3, and I am just going to continue with the language transfer app. If you haven't caught on, I am a very type B kind of person. I have found that I can only organize so much before I stop altogether and give up. So this works for me. If you are type A, you're going to need to be more detailed. You're going to have to schedule out your study time and all of that. Kudos to you. But you are not me and I am not you. And this is just how I like to move forward. So a few things about adjusting your routine. If you felt like you lacked consistency, not only do you need to possibly shorter your study sessions, but think of ways to make it more fun. Just add a little bit of zest to your study. And let me know in the comments what you're struggling with, and I can give you some methods to try. If you think you are progressing too slowly, maybe add a little bit of intensity to your study routine. If you're feeling too frustrated or overwhelmed, take something out of your routine to lessen the load. And if you are a beginner learner, don't try to take on too much at once. Maybe only focus on one language, and then after a couple of months, add a second. Keeping it simple reduces decision fatigue. If you are trying to study, but every time you want to study, you don't know what book you should grab or what tools you should use, more likely than not, you're going to end up overwhelming yourself before you even sit down to study. Look at these goals and pick the resource that is most likely to get you to that goal. Make your goals visible. Making it visible keeps it fresh in your mind and gives you a little sense of urgency. Not panic urgency, but like, oh yeah, I need to do that. Have your resources ready. If your goal is to write every day, whatever journal you're writing in should be on your desk, visible. And the last tip of today is to celebrate your wins. If you didn't complete everything you wanted to do last month, you cannot spend this month beating yourself up about it. Celebrate what you did do, and now that you've reflected, do a little bit better. Did you hear a sentence and automatically knew what it meant, even though you didn't know why you knew what it meant? Celebrate. Were you reading subtitles and then realized you were reading the subtitles? Go ahead and celebrate. On any given day, you're not going to want to study, but celebrating yourself will give you that little push to keep going. Need a little extra help planning out your studies? Ask me any questions you have in the comments below, or check out my blog where I give away study tips for free. To recap, we are reflecting on last month's goals, finding the weak spots, setting new goals, and adjusting our routine. If this video helped you at all, hit that subscribe button for more language learning content.